J Squad. Squad.
All right, let's check it. All right, can y'all hear me though? Can y'all hear me though? Let me see. And make sure my audio and shit is right. But can y'all hear me though? Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Let a nigga know. All right, I see Terrence C in the chat. What's good, big dog? Damon's Ghost in the chat. What's good, big dog? What's good? Tell me how you feel. What's good? What's good? What's good? Great, perf. Let me know how my audio is sounding. So, as you guys can tell by the title, I am coming to you live to talk about the Black Adam movie. Hold on one second. I'm just make sure that my shit is looking right. I feel like such a geriatric streamer, bro. Like, I'm on Restream, everything looks fucking different. And I'm just clicking my way through the struggle. Trying to figure out, like, okay, what's this again? And how I do this? And how do I make sure my shit look good? Okay, okay. Alright, so Terrence says, it's been a minute, how are you? I've been good, man. Just, like, living my life, teacher life. Mike sounds nice. How y'all been, though? You know? Tell me how y'all been. What's been good with y'all? It has been a minute since the last time I streamed. I think the last time I streamed, I was playing Dauntless with my homie, Chronos. And then, like, the last, like, discussion that I had on my channel was about Black Adam when they when DC and Warner Brothers released the World Needs Heroes trailer. But as far as like Warner Brothers internally, there's been a lot of shit that has happened since that trailer. Warner Brothers had a new buyout. They have a new CEO. There's been a lot of people ousted and replaced, and we're here. We're here. It's interesting that you're wearing that sweater given what you're talking about. Yo, everything that I do when it comes down to this kind of shit is intentional. Trust me. We gonna talk about this symbol. Trust and believe. We gonna talk about this symbol today, okay? We gonna talk about it. So anybody who's listening right now, I just want to warn you that I will be discussing spoilers for Black Adam. So if you have not seen Black Adam, if you do not desire to hear any spoilers, I suggest that you exit the stream, because I will be talking about specific details about this movie. Okay? So I don't even know where to start. Okay, I guess I'll start here, right? So I'll start with the public perception of the movie, the critical reception of the movie, and then I'll talk about my thoughts about the movie, and then how my thoughts either correlate or differ from the criticisms and even some of the praises that the movie's gotten. So let me go to Rotten Tomatoes. Let's see what the critics are saying about Black Adam. Not that I think any of that really matters, but to some people it matters. And sometimes criticisms are valid. Like, you're never gonna hear me say, oh, the critics don't matter, because some of the criticisms that I've saw from critics, in my opinion, were valid. I'm not even gonna stunt with you. So let's see. I wonder if I can show y'all what I'm seeing right now. Let me see if I can do like a good screen share real quick. Let me see. I told y'all it's been a long time since I've done this, so just bear with me. Bear with me. Oh, I'm on the wrong fucking scene. so that's what y'all looking at right now. And here's my display. Let's see if that okay. So I'm gonna put it in frame. All right, so let's check out what some of these peoples is saying. Okay, let me put my OBS over here so that I can make it bigger. All right, so these are just some snippets of some reviews. I'm just gonna go down a couple, just kind of see what the people are saying or the critics are saying. Let me move my camera out the way. Let's move it over here. All right, cool. All right. So this one, let me see. I don't know who Observer is. Let's see. What are the people saying? This guy from Entertainment Weekly. Black Adam is what happens when artists say they want to go dark but don't really have the stomach for it. I don't know. I'll keep going. Okay. News.com, The Times UK, New York Magazine, BuzzFeed. Oh, New York Magazine is actually positive about it somewhat. It says, the film ultimately overloads us with so much amazing nonsense that we sort of give up and get in. I can see that. Let's see. I don't know. If I don't know the website, I don't really care. I'm just going to keep moving on. All right, so let's see. Digital Trends. What is digital? The digital person from Digital Trends says, flashy and fun at times, but overly reliant on its star and a cohesive vision for the DCEU that it neither projects nor even exists at this point. Black Adam offers mountains of potential without much payoff. 6 out of 10. Okay. Who is this person? Ian Thomas Malone. I don't know this person. Joy Sauce. I don't know you. And some of these places are probably, valid places, but I ain't never heard of them. All right, let's see. Times UK says Dwayne Johnson is at his most uninteresting as an ancient Egyptian bodybuilder who must learn, like Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy, that sarcasm is cool. Franchise. Go check out Just My Opinion Reviews, by the way, another black streamer who talks about entertainment and nerd shit. Let's see. Who else? Somebody from New York Magazine / Vulture. Oh yeah, I already read that one. Forbes gave it a rotten review. Black Adam is all spectacle and no substance. It's a superhero movie without a spine from start to finish, outside of a few bits of welcome humor and some fun fight scenes. This is as phoned in as a superhero movie gets. Okay. Let's just read a couple more. Let's see. BuzzFeed said rotten. The issue with Black Adam might be that the movie is too interested in being a dark take on superheroes. It's that it's not willing to go further. That's an interesting take. Let's see. Let's see. I don't see any others that I'm super familiar with. Let's see. Excuse me. I thought I saw one up here that okay, comic book movie. So this is what the reviewer from comicbookmovie.com said. Come for The Rock's pitch perfect take on Black Adam and stay for an unmissable post-credit scene. Then just try to forget everything else because this brainless, brawny superhero movie is not the first start this year. Okay. All right, so I'm just gonna let y'all know I didn't prepare beforehand, so I'm just kind of digesting everything because I've never read these reviews until now, so I'm kind of just doing like a live discussion off the dome with y'all. Okay. So a lot of people are saying that the movie was brainless. A lot of movies are saying that it's brawn and no brain. Okay, a lot of people who like the movie actually like the fact that it's a lot of brawn and action with we're not here for the plot. We here for the niggas with muscles to explode shit and tear shit up, and that's what we're here for. All right, so the critics, okay, that's what they have to say. Now let's go see what the people's gotta say. Isn't there a way to go to see the the people, like the what do you call that? Like the audience reviews, like do they let audience reviews on here as well? I don't really know much about how this situation works. If not, then we just gonna head over to the Twitter space, because people on Twitter be twittering, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so I don't think that you can see, like, people on Rotten Tomatoes, you can't see their like, they don't have like a space where they can comment on the movie, but the audience gave it a 90% score. So it seems like the general audience, or the people who are familiar with the scoring system on Rotten Tomatoes, they really like the movie. But the critics don't. So let's head over to the Twitter space. Let's see what the niggas is talking about on Twitter. All right, so let's see. Black Adam. Let's go to latest. Let's see. What are people saying? I saw the Black Adam movie and I liked it. This is from a user called The Punisher. DCEU has some fucked up with their work, but 3 movies like Shazam, The Suicide Squad, and Wonder Woman was great. Shame Rotten Tomatoes for giving mediocre scores, but audience, I don't really agree with that. I don't think Rotten Tomatoes is at fault for anything. Like, the Rotten Tomatoes score is an aggregate score of different reviewers. I don't really like the whole concept of making Rotten Tomatoes the villain in certain instances, and I know it happens a lot in the comic book movie community. Let's see. Oh shit, some Snyderverse shit. Let's scroll past real fast. Okay, so Follow the White Rabbit says the hierarchy of power in the DCU has changed. Black Adam has the best OW. What is that? OW. Since Aquaman in 2018 could be on par. I don't know what that means. Okay. Let's go to my Twitter, because I know I retweeted some stuff that I actually agreed with. What's good, Cherry Man? How you doing? All right, so let's go to my Twitter, because I had some things that I said on my Twitter, and then I had some things that I liked and retweeted. I wonder if it's going to show on here, like things that I liked on here. Because I saw a post on here that I really, really agree with, but I don't remember the name of the person who tweeted it. But I said basically on my Twitter that I thought Black Adam was good. I liked the JSA members in the movie. I thought Hawkman was epic AF, and he looks great on screen. Dr. Fate looked immaculate and was definitely giving OG vibes. Cyclone was cute and her power set looked great. Adam Smasher was also good. Black Adam himself was fine. Like, just fine. Like, not great, not terrible, but fine. I said I'm most impressed by how The Rock simply didn't just play himself, but just in Black Adam cosplay. Like, I was really expecting to just see this nigga in a Black Adam suit, but he did all right. I expected him to phone it in. That said, I think he had a slightly inconsistent character arc, but that's out of his control. Obviously, that's a writer's issue. All right. So, saw what the critics said. Saw a couple of things, like, about what the people are saying, and here's pretty much where I am with it, okay? So, Black Adam is a good movie. It's fine. It's definitely not a great movie. There was definitely a lot of things in there that lacked, and there are definitely some things that the reviewers were saying that I absolutely agree with. But just because I agree with them doesn't mean that it impeded on my ability to enjoy it. Look at Dwayne The Rock Johnson, bro. The way that this man has been talking about this movie and big up at this movie. Like, you can tell that he's very proud of it. You can tell that there are probably some things that went on behind the scenes that he had a lot to do with, and that's probably a lot of where his excitement comes from, on top of the fact that this nigga's been wanting to be Black Adam for like a decade plus. So it's hard to talk about, bro, because like I do agree that Black Adam had a lot of problems. Like, okay. In the beginning of the movie, it starts with a little boy who is narrating what happened in ancient Kahndaq, and how there was a power-hungry, greedy king that oppressed the people, and how we assume the little boy in the beginning is the one who's going to do something about it. So when we are introduced to the little boy who's narrating, we assume, or it's made to assume anyway, that the little boy is actually Black Adam. Okay? So the assumption is that the little boy, we're going to talk about it, Terrence. I promise we're going to get there. So the assumption is that the little boy, when he, you know, like when he's getting ready to be executed by the soldier, we assume that when he vanishes, that it's the wizard beckoning him to the, I forgot what that place is called. It's escaping me at this time. But you know, like the place where the wizard niggas hang out. I don't remember the name of the place. Rock of Eternity or something like that. So we're led to believe that the whole time that the little boy was Black Adam. Okay? So the scene fades, and then we are met with two of the main characters. Thank you. Who we are. If you know comics, you know who this woman is. Okay? So she is going on this archaeological exploration to find the crown of Sabak. Okay? So she's with her brother, and she's with one of their friends. And it turns out that the friend is really the ops, okay? And so let me back up. Okay, so Intergang is trying to find them because they know what they're trying to find, because the friend who's on their team is essentially communicating with Intergang to get this crown, right? So when they're in this tomb looking for the crown, Intergang finds them, threatening to kill her brother, the woman's brother, and then, you know, she summons Black Adam, okay? And so then Black Adam comes and like wreck them nigga shit, okay? So if you've seen the trailer, you essentially know what happens. I don't think that's particularly a spoiler, because it's actually in the trailer when he grabbed the nigga by the neck and like zapped that nigga to death. He turned the nigga to dust, right? So that happens, right? And so then after that happens, we basically go on a series of events where Black Adam is interacting with Intergang members and basically fucking them niggas up, okay? And so after, you know, all of the commotion happens, Amanda Waller gets wind of it, and she's talking to Hawkman, who is the leader of the JSA in this movie, which I think is fucking awesome. He should be, as he should. And Hawkman gets with Kent Nelson, Dr. Fate, and Cyclone and Atom Smasher, who are the newbies of the group. Okay, so This is the scene that made me have a little bit of pause because y'all niggas been around this whole time. Also, Waller communicating with the JSA because why? Because why? I understand that as far as like Amanda Waller's character, Amanda Waller is not a villain, but she's definitely not a hero either. She's one of those characters in the DC universe where she intervenes for the good of the people. Oh shit, I just realized that y'all can see none of the shit that I'm doing right now. So Amanda Waller she's the kind of character that does things in the background for the good of the country. Cause I think she really just gives a fuck about America. Like, maybe I'm wrong. I don't think she gives a fuck about the fate of the world. I think she gives a fuck about how this could possibly come back to American shores and like fuck up some shit with the structure of the country. But I could be wrong. Maybe I'm not well versed on Amanda Waller. I don't read a lot of comics that feature Amanda Waller, but from what I think I know, it's mostly her trying to protect the country because she's like a government entity, right? Yeah? You know? Let me know if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. But so that was confusing to me because one, why the fuck you niggas didn't show up when Doomsday showed up, first of all? Why the fuck didn't y'all show up when the 7 Deadly Sins was wrecking nigga shit in Shazam? Like, where the fuck y'all been at? But I guess, like, the plot armor that they used was that the JSA was more of an underground organization working behind the scenes. Because when they talked about, and I really wish when they did this part of the exposition of the movie that they went deep into exactly how the JSA went under the radar as far as, like, helping certain parts of the world that needed help, right? Like, for example, in Wonder Woman 2017, they alluded to how, because you remember we were first introduced to Wonder Woman in Batman vs Superman, and then when they talked about her specifically in Wonder Woman 2017, they talked about how she was always a hero. She was always underground, but she wasn't known as Wonder Woman. She was always kind of like this mysterious figure who helped during the war and then like just kind of helped around and did like shit. But she was always kind of like an elusive character, like this mysterious woman, right? So it's like they kind of tried to make it make sense in that movie. But like with the JSA is like, okay, they said, they didn't show us, they said that Kent Nelson has been a member of the JSA for years and years and years and years and years, and he's seen lots of futures, and he was a JSA member since back in the day. But it's just like, you telling me this, but you're not giving me the vision, right? You're not giving me that this nigga was really out here doing the work behind the scenes. You're telling me that he was, but it's like, where the fruit? Okay. So that was like, eh. And then when we saw, Atom Smasher, right? We see him on the phone with, I don't remember the original Atom Smasher's name, so forgive me, please, y'all. But Henry Winkler was on the phone with the new Atom Smasher, Noah Centinneo's character, telling him, like, you know, I'm loaning you the suit. Don't fuck it up, yada yada yada. Like, we allude to the fact like the JSA is a bunch of old niggas. Some of them are still active, like Dr. Fate. Some of them are not, as in the original Atom Smasher, aka Henry Winkler's character. This is where the comic book fan of me was like, huh? Okay, so let's move on. All right, what are y'all saying in the chat? All right, so what is Terrence saying? So Terrence said, What you say? You said something real interesting. Mm. Right. While they're communicating with the JSA, it doesn't compute. It doesn't compute. I don't feel like the JSA, like real life, the JSA would have nothing to do with Amanda Waller. Especially considering that Hawkman and his ethos is what it is in this movie in particular. Let's not talk about the different variations of the Hawkman, because there's Hawkmans out there that light a nigga up. Anyway, considering the ethos of the Hawkman in this particular movie, why the fuck are you talking to Amanda Waller? Because she definitely have niggas assassinated. Like, we know this. So why the fuck are y'all in communication with her? Anyway, that's your love for Hawkman that's speaking. Man, I love Hawkman, bro. I think he should be the fucking leader of JSA. Why not? Your ethics would never fly with JSA though, but these particular JSA members maybe. Oh, Waller ethics. Yeah, right. Dr. Fate is so strong, but he remains silent. Boy, no way. Ooh, let's talk about it, man. Let's talk about it, bro. Let's do it. All right, I'm getting off topic. Okay, cool. All right, so right now I'm talking about the particular way that they introduced the JSA and how I felt like the way that they introduced them characters could have been way more impactful. I'm gonna make a parallel real quick. Let me finish talking about the JSA members in Black Adam. So okay, so they basically made it seem like the JSA are some old niggas that been in the game for a long time, that have been underground in Harry Winkler's Atom Smasher, passing down the torch to his nephew, and Dr. Fate still doing his Dr. Fate thing, being an old ass man, and Hawkman obviously being alive for eons and reincarnating for eons, which they didn't touch on. We gonna talk about that. And then about Cyclone, basically the way that she has her powers is that somebody did an experiment on her when she was 15 years old, injecting nanobites into her body, and that's why she can do what she does. But it's like there's no connection explicitly to Red Tornado, which we know is also another old school JSA member. Let's talk about that though. I don't know if you guys, I know a lot of people are ho-hum about the CW verse, but y'all niggas really should be watching Stargirl for real. Like, Stargirl is actually a really good fucking show. Like, yes, it has its CW quirks or whatever, but like as far as like storytelling, the way that they introduce the characters is actually really fucking epic. But I obviously understand that you have more time to talk about certain characters in a TV show versus like one movie. But like the way that the JSA is presented in the Stargirl show is so fucking fire, because even though you have Stargirl, you have Dr. Midnight, the new Dr. Midnight, the little black girl, and then you have the new Wildcat, the little Latino girl, and then you have Rick, Our Man. What's Our Man? Fuck. What's his name? Anyway, the original Our Man mantle has gone to his son. Okay, so the way that they introduce, I know his name is Our Man, but what's his fucking name? Does not compute. Okay, so anyway, what I'm trying to say is the way that they presented the JSA in the Stargirl movie, even though they have new, I don't want to say new heroes, but they are new people that carry on the old mantles of the people from the JSA. The way that they presented it was like, even though we don't see the old niggas, they still gave us enough exposition to where we understand the impact that the old JSA niggas had on the overall society that they had on the overall what am I trying to say? They had an overall influence and impact on the country, and they made sure that we saw it versus them saying, oh yeah, our man was that guy. They showed us that he was that guy. You know what I mean? Like, they actually showed that these characters had a legacy and a lineage that they left behind, and that the new niggas had some big shoes to fill. Like, you actually felt that. But I feel like in the Black Adam movie, the new JSA people, or even the ones that have been around for a long time, like Hawkman, like Dr. Fate, it's like they didn't earn that reverence. They just showed up. So it's just like, I love that I could see Hawkman. I love that I could see Dr. Fate. I love that we saw Atom Smasher interacting with his uncle, who was an OG JSA member. But it's like, the impact didn't hit because we don't really know how y'all niggas moved in this world prior to this new group getting together. And I feel like that's fine if you are a nigga who don't know comics, but when you a nigga that know comics, you just feel like, damn, that was a really missed opportunity. That was a missed opportunity. Anyway, so after we are introduced to the JSA characters, and they're talking to Amanda Waller for whatever reason, Amanda Waller tells them there's this nigga in Kahndaq who fucking shit up, and y'all need to go see about it. So they do. As we all know, because he is the titular character, he fucked them niggas up. It is what it is. So then, I'm just gonna call her Isis. Fuck it, because we all know who she is. So Isis doesn't really like the way that Black Adam is moving, but she understands because, hold on, let me get off of here. But she understands that Kahndaq is in bad shape. Like, Intergang is coming over. They're taking all their resources. They're oppressing all the people. And even though Black Adam is not necessarily like a Superman figure, like somebody who actually tries to handle things the quote-unquote correct way, somebody got to come over here and help. And so she essentially, you know, relays to the JSA, like, the reason why, you know, I think he's okay is because of this. But then, of course, Hawkman is like, okay, well, heroes don't kill. It's like, okay, Carter. Okay, Carter. Okay, Carter. But then she gives them the real tea, like, y'all don't give a fuck about us. The only reason why y'all came over here is because there was somebody, you know, shaking shit up. But, like, we've been oppressed by one oppressor from the next, and y'all niggas ain't been here. Supposedly, you JSA niggas been alive for fucking years, and this the first time we done seen y'all. We ain't never seen y'all before. And I feel that. Because that's how I feel. Like, we ain't never seen y'all niggas before. And if you gonna show up for the first time, because I understand the way that the DCEU is set up right now is real messy. But it's like, if you gonna show up, at least give us some kind of exposition that shows that you guys were like a real undercover squad, and only certain shit happened because y'all helped make it happen. They didn't really give us that, because they gave us this. They gave us the vibes like, you know, they've been undercover and doing all this shit, but like I said, they never showed us the fruit. Like what if they showed that they were there when Wonder Woman was also there during World War I, and that they made some shit pop? Like, you know how that would be very impactful. Because they would be like, okay, yes, you've never heard of Hawkman before. Yes, you've never heard of Dr. Fate before. But they were there during World War I at the same time that Diana was there, and they did this while Diana was doing this. That would have made sense. Anyway, so I don't think Kahndaq is DC's version of Wakanda. I think Kahndaq is just like another fictional country. I feel like the equivalent to Wakanda in the DC universe would probably be Themyscira. I feel like Themyscira would be the Wakandan equivalent. But anyway, so we're here. Black Adam's fucking niggas up in Intergang. At the same time, they're also trying to keep Intergang away from the crown of Sabak, which is like, honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I think that whole Sabak shit, they could have shelved it for a different time. I feel like the best thing that this movie could have did was made it a JSA versus Black Adam movie and made Black Adam the antagonist, even though he's the titular character. I feel like the whole Shabak thing was a little bit too much sauce on the movie. On top of the fact that Shabak was really only in the movie for like 10 minutes. Like, there was a lot of good action. There was a lot of good things in there. But I feel like the way that the plot line was constructed, I feel like they really should have leaned in on the JSA and trying to stop Black Adam. Like, it's good that they showed Sabak because he is like a main villain in like the Black Adam Shazamverse, but I feel like they probably could have alluded to it, like with the crown alone, but like not seeing Shabak fully realized until like maybe like an end credit scene, or like maybe into like a sequel or something like that. I know I'm jumping around a lot, y'all. I'm just kind of thinking off the top of the head. So let's talk about the writing, though. I know it sounds like I don't like this movie, but I did. I liked the movie, but like I said, as a comic book person, there was some things I'm like, that was a missed opportunity. Okay, so let's talk about when Dr. Fate was having the vision about Hawkman dying. I had some problems with that. I struggled. I'm not gonna lie. I understand Dr. Fate, Kent Nelson having an attachment to Hawkman because they are the original members of the JSA. Like he said in the movie, Carter, you've seen as many futures as I have, So I understand the attachment that he feels to him as a partner and a fellow team member. But it's like, so y'all just gonna sit up here and pretend that Hawkman don't really die for real? No mention of the fact that this nigga really literally reincarnates. No mention of that. Like, they made it seem like Hawkman dying was just like a finality. It's like, no, that's not how this works. Like, I mean, I could understand it from a perspective of like, yes, Carter reincarnates, but every time he reincarnates, he doesn't always remember his past life. Like, I could understand it from that point of view, but they didn't frame it as that in the movie. They framed it like, oh, nigga, if you die, nigga, you gon' die. Like, there was never any talk about, okay, well, if you die, you're not gonna remember who you are in your next life. Like, if they would have framed it that way, it would have made a lot more sense. Because there are versions of Hawkman that does remember his past life. Like, I talked about this in my last. Yes, they were trying to imply that Sabak would kill him permanently, and they really did. They did not do. No. But like, I reference this run all the time because I'm just such a fan of it. In the Hawkman 2019 run, Robert Venditti did an amazing job with Hawkman. He showed you that Carter in his current reincarnation was having kind of like how they did in the movie with Dr. Fate having visions, and like sometimes he would stare into space because he's thinking about something that's possibly going to happen in the future. Hawkman does the same thing in the Robert Venditti run of Hawkman, where he is his current iteration, and then he starts to have visions of all of his past selves. Like he had visions of his first self as Khufu in the very early Egyptian times. I'm not gonna go there, but before Egypt is what it is, like long at the dawn of those times. And you know what? That's such a missed opportunity for the movie. Okay, hold on, y'all. I'm trying to order some food at the same time for me and my fiance. So that's that's another missed opportunity for the movie. They could have showed us that Hawkman already knew who the fuck Black Adam was, because the nigga was there as Khufu. He was there. He was there already. Damn. Hold on, y'all. Give me a sec. I just thought about that. He was already there, bro. So it's like they really framed it to like the only reason why they knew about Black Adam is because of like the stories that were passed down by the people of Kahndaq, and also because of history books. But it's like Hawkman, I don't think he is the Hawkman from the Venditti run, but if he was, it's like, nigga, you would already know because you were there. On top of the fact, oh shit, Nabu was there. If y'all don't know who Nabu is the spirit inside of the Helmet of Fate, who is based off of an Egyptian god from past. And for some reason in the movie they said that Nabu, the Helmet of Fate, was from space. I had a problem with that. I'm not gonna lie. I struggle with that. I'm like, from space? I don't know. I don't like, I'm gonna be honest, I do not like when comic book movies do that shit. If there's like a relic or something that's actually based off of like some human civilization and they say the shit's from space. They did the same shit with Thor. They made it seem like, what is that realm called? What is that realm called that fuck. What's the name of the country or the region that fucking Thor is from? I'm blanking. Asgard. Right? They made it seem like that shit was in space. Huh? It was weird. But anyway, I had a similar feeling when they said that the Helmet of Fate was from space. It's from space. It still looks fire though. And in the grand scheme, it really doesn't matter because the Helmet of Fate did what it was supposed to do. You know, it took possession of Kent Nelson's body. It helped to restore order. Which, you know what? I'm saying a lot of things that I had a problem with. I actually did like the fact that... Hold on, y'all. I actually did like the fact that the Helmet of Fate gave Kent Nelson the visions of the future. And I do like how that informed Dr. Fate's interference on certain things. Like, for example, when Black Adam and Hawkman were fighting in Amon's room, Isis's son, when they were fighting in the room, Dr. Fate did not intervene. When when Black Adam took the the hostages that they got from Inner Gang and took the niggas outside and was gonna drop them. Like, Dr. Fate did not intervene, which is very comic accurate, because Dr. Fate is not here to save you from inevitabilities. He's just there to make sure that order is restored and that order continues. Like when, damn, I had a blank. Like with ISIS's brother, I forgot his name, Uncle somebody, and he was getting ready to die. He was so like, well, he thought he was getting ready to die because he had a gunshot wound. He was so chill about it because he was like, bro, this is not how you die. You're good, my guy. Walk it off. You know what I mean? Like, because Dr. Fate, a lot of people don't know this about Dr. Fate, but Dr. Fate, he's a hero, but he's not a hero in the way that you think he's a hero. He's here for a specific purpose. And if the purpose, okay, let's say that Doomsday coming to kick Superman's ass was an inevitability, and it has no bearing on whether or not chaos was going to ensue or order was going to be disembodied, right? He would let that nigga die if that means that order will still be intact. So I felt like that was consistent. I did like that. Let me see. What are y'all saying in the chat? What's good, Avedon? How you doing? Let me see what y'all are saying in the chat. Terrence C., I would like to mention it's a shame Young Justice series is better than all that. That is up to debate. That's up to debate. Dr. Fate don't care about being a hero. Preach, he's a dick. I'm not gonna say that Dr. Fate is a dick, but he is bound by, hold on, y'all. Okay, make sure I got my food on deck. I wouldn't say that Dr. Fate is a dick. Dr. Fate is not a dick. Oh, shit. I can't get this no more. I guess I waited too late. Fuck, talking to y'all niggas. Babe, yeah. I got some bad news. What? They're not taking orders right now. Or maybe I'm tripping. Let me see. It says that they are. That they open. What? It says, hold on. It says no available delivery times. But it says it's open. Here, I'm gonna let you control this shit. So, I wouldn't say that Dr. Fate is a dick, okay? Dr. Fate is not a dick, but he is bound. People don't know this, but the helmet controls every fucking thing that Kent Nelson, he in the beginning when Kent Nelson first takes on the mantle of Dr. Fate, he puts on the helmet, right? He is at the mercy of whatever Nabu says he needs to do, right? Because he is the Lord of Order. He is there to make sure that order is always intact. And I guess if you don't really know him, you would say he's a dick, but he's just there for a specific purpose. Like, he's not a dick, and he's not that guy that's gonna save you if it's not in the context of making sure that order is intact. So it's like, I wouldn't say Nabu's a dick either, because Nabu has a specific purpose, And as the avatar of Nabu, Dr. Fate is going to do whatever the fuck needs to happen in order to make sure that the world doesn't go into fucking chaos. Order comes first, people after. But is that wrong, though? I don't feel like that's wrong, though. Because it's like I said, damn, you know, this is going to sound real fucked up, right? When the people of Atlantis died, right? Like, in the early days of Atlantis, when their technology grew too powerful and their city blew the fuck up. That was fucking terrible. But if it didn't have anything to do with the universe being in chaos, that nigga Dr. Fate just gonna let the shit happen. Like, yeah, it fucking sucks, but look at what Atlantis became, right? Atlantis became, even though that terrible shit happened, Atlantis became one of the beacons of the world in the context of Aquaman being a thing. So it's like, and that's the way that Nabu goes about things. That's the way that Dr. Fate goes about things. Yes, some fucked up shit might happen, but in the end, chaos will remain. No, not chaos. Order will remain intact because something is coming there after. Like, because remember, he can see the future. He can see what's gonna happen. All right, so what are y'all saying? That's what's up, Chariot Man. Keep grinding, my guy. You're right, but Nabu will tell you to your face you're not important in the grand scheme and let you die and have no remorse. You know what? I guess in that respect, I can see where you're coming from when you say that Nabu is a dick. I get it. But in the grand scheme of things, like, is he though? But like, in the grand scheme of things, is he though? He ain't wrong. He ain't wrong. He ain't wrong. EHE says you like using the N-word a lot. Like, my bad, bro. Like, I'm sorry, man. I know some people don't really like that, but that's who I am as a person, man. I'm sorry. I just got so sidetracked because that was a funny conversation to have about fucking Dr. Fate. Like, and when Black Adam and what's his name? When Black Adam and and Hawkman were fighting, like Dr. Fate was just sitting there like, okay, like, are y'all finished or are you done? Are you finished? Are you done? Because he don't care. As long as it doesn't have anything to do with his overall objective, he don't give a fuck. And then even Dr. Fate himself was telling Carter at the end, whenever they were getting ready to face up against Sabak, that like, it don't really matter if these Intergang people die, really. Like, Black Adam might be a necessary vessel to the overall objective, even if he kills people. And that kind of makes Carter kind of like change his mind about, you know what, I don't like, killing and stuff like that, but maybe you're right, because he respects, Kent Nelson so much. There was something else that I wanted to talk about, and I don't remember. Yes. That's what I wanted to talk about. How the whole movie Black Adam was like, I'm Black Adam. I'm prisoner to no one. Nobody can stop me. Like, how did we go from there to them putting him in that underwater prison? I don't feel like they did a really good job of showing or explaining why he changed his mind. You know what? Maybe they did, and maybe they just didn't do it well. But I remember from that time, he was like, Black Adam was Black Adam was fixated on that statue in the middle of Kahndaq. We had always thought up to that point that that statue was actually of him, but it was revealed that it was actually of his son Harut, who was the person who liberated ancient Kahndaq. And he, after that, he was being followed by the king's assassins because Harut refused to kill. He wanted liberation, but he didn't want to kill. So because he didn't kill the king or the king's soldiers, they were following his family and keeping an eye on his family. And he arrived at his family's home to see that they had killed his mom and they had injured his dad, which is actually Black Adam. Okay. And so Harut saw his dad injured. He decided to depower himself and give the powers of Shazam to Black Adam. When Black Adam got the power, Teth Adam got the powers of Shazam, the king's soldiers took that upon themselves to assassinate Harut. And I think that's probably what made him feel like, damn, you know what? I have to remember that I'm not a hero. It was my son. And that's the reason why I think that he decided to go ahead and go into that prison, because then he started to feel like he wasn't living in the potential that his son bestowed onto him. So you know what? That does actually make some sense. It does actually make some sense. I just think the way that they framed it was just so sudden. There was not a progression of thought on Black Adam's behalf. It was just like 1 minute he's like, I'm not your prisoner, I'm a god. And then the next moment he was like, okay, yeah, I forgot about my kid. And he gave these powers to me. And you can do whatever you want because I'm living a lie in his name or his visage or whatever. The loss of his family hit different too, the way they changed it. Yeah. I feel like the way that they did it in the movie, it could have been impactful. I thought they said they closed at 2:40.
I don't know. It's not working.
I mean, it don't really matter to me.
Okay. So what about the egg thing?
That's fine.
Okay, which one you want?
Let me see. Terrence in the back with my hand raised. So you can give Shazam power to whoever you want. I mean, that's kind of how it works now in the modern era. Like Shazam 1 was completely built upon that whole concept. That's how the Shazam family is a thing. And if I'm not mistaken, y'all can let me know if I am or not. The whole concept behind Black Adam and Isis is like a similar thing, isn't it? Like in the comics, doesn't Black Adam also give Isis the powers of Shazam? Am I tripping or no? To those of you guys who are well versed on Black Adam, y'all let me know, because I'm gonna be honest, I'm not well versed on Black Adam. Let's see. It don't really matter to me. Yeah. I feel like there was something else that I wanted to talk about too. And I don't. Oh, I want to see if I could find that tweet that I saw, and I was like, you know what? This is exactly how I feel. But this person, the way that they said it was like perfect. I wish I could find it. Because everything that this person said, not everything, but a lot of the things that this person said, I'm like, you know what? Even though I like the Black Adam movie, when you're a person who knows some things about comics, there were some things that they could have done that could have made it better. Damn. I can't find it. Because I was totally looking that up today. I hope I can find it while I'm on stream with y'all. Fuck. All right, what are y'all saying in the chat? Not that verse and the others in this world besides Shazam and other. Like, the only reason why I know a little bit of what I think I know is because I read comics of other characters that, you know, might have been from like a similar plot line or something like that. Like, for example, with the whole Hawkman. Like, I know Hawkman's been alive forever and ever and ever. And it's like, the fact that Hawkman has been alive for as long as he has, and he don't just know shit about Black Adam and he had to look in a history book, is like, that's a missed opportunity, because it's like, you were literally alive when this nigga was doing all the shit that he did to the original, well, not the original, but like the ancient king. Fuck. I hate when I see something really good and something really well written and then I can't find it later. I wonder if I can find it on. There he is. There he is. Okay, I found the Twitter person. I'm gonna read what they said, cause I had these same thoughts, but like sometimes like somebody says it in a way that it's like, damn, they said it exactly how I couldn't exactly put the words together to say. All right, so let me see if I can find it. I'm gonna put it on my screen for you. All right, so this person's name, let me transition my screen. So this person's screen name is D4HZ4HN. I don't know if that's supposed to mean something. Dazan, I guess that's supposed to be the person's name, but they just use numbers and letters. All right, so the thread says, changes that I'd make to Black Adam, a thread, full spoilers. He says, also, I'm assuming it's a guy. Also, I'm not a screenwriter. I'm just a dude. I mean, to me, dude is gender neutral. Okay, I'm just a dude on Twitter who likes comics and has some ideas. So he goes on to say, Adam's son would have liberated Kahndaq alongside Khufu, which is the first, or at least a reincarnation of Hawkman, right? A prior, oh shit, he already says it. A prior incarnation of Hawkman, and Nabu, who is the god, which is not from space, which is the god that is trapped inside of the helmet of fate. Okay, so forming a proto JSA, you could even say they fought Darkseid if the timeline lines up. He also goes on to say that Teth would have deemed the boy weak for not killing his enemies and would have killed him himself to take his powers. It would have also killed Khufu. I feel like that's some shit Teth Adam would actually do for real based on the comics versions of him. Fate and Hawkman wouldn't be aware of everything that happened until later on. They initially would trust Adam, believing that he was the son, blaming his sudden bloodlust on being trapped for so long. When we're introduced to Hawkman, he's having nightmares of his prior deaths, including Khufu's. This is exactly what I was thinking. I'm like, why the fuck don't you remember that you were there? Like, that would have been, or at the least having Dr. Fate tapping into Nabu's on memories, and Nabu himself, who fucking talks to Kent in the helmet, by the way, who could have told him, like, hey, this nigga's bad news. So anyway, he says, when we're introduced to Hawkman, he's having nightmares of his prior deaths, including Khufu's. You could even include the destruction of Krypton, since one of his prior lives was on Krypton. I don't think that they could have, I think they could have left the Kryptonian nigga out of there. Like, we ain't got to go that deep. But, like, him, I feel like even if, let's say, this movie interpretation of Hawkman doesn't remember his past lives, because that's a thing in the comics. There are some versions of a Hawkman who doesn't remember his previous life. I feel like at the very least, Dr. Fate could have been the key to unlock those memories, because unlike Hawkman, Dr. Fate, as long as he has that helmet on, can live for a long ass time. And when he's in that helmet, he's constantly interacting with Nabu, who Nabu obviously is a god who lives across time. Could have said, hey, Kent, I remember this guy from a long time ago. Kent could have relayed that information to Hawkman, potentially signaling that memory for him as well. Shout outs for the super chat. Thanks, Bill. And that would have been a way better connection to who Black Adam actually is, versus them just saying, oh, we read this in the history book, or we heard the oral storytellers from the people of Kahndaq. Let's see. Then Dazan goes also on to say that I believe the whole movie should have included the death of Albert's mom. So I guess Albert is the new Atom Smasher, and his relationship with Black Adam. I don't agree with that. I'm okay with them potentially creating a newfound relationship from the point that we saw them in the movie. I don't think it was necessarily necessary for Atom Smasher to have any connection to Black Adam from the past. I'd have his mom as a humanitarian on Kahndaq, and about halfway through, she's killed by Intergang. Adam would have to console him and bring him towards revenge. I feel like I'm okay with that being something that happens in the future. I didn't necessarily need to see that in the movie, but this guy makes a lot of good points of basically trying to reconnect the current JSA members to Black Adam. Oh, really? Oh, so it worked? Yeah, it seems like it worked. Let's see. He says the biggest change would be the third act. The Sabak stuff would all be a red herring, which I agree with. I would not have used Sabak. Adam knows his plan and just snaps his neck instead. So I guess he's saying that instead of saying having Sabak actually show up, it would have been a red herring, and then Black Adam would have snapped Ishmael's neck, which is the guy who inevitably takes on the mantle of Sabak. Here is when everyone finds out the truth about Adam's son and how Khufu died. From here, Act 3 is Black Rain. I don't think that should have happened in the first movie, but I understand the vision. Adam and Atom Smasher would be slaughtering Intergang and anyone who sided with them, whom Adam would see as traitors, and the JSA would try to stop them. I feel like they could have done that in the movie, but like not do Black Rain so soon. I feel like they could have found another way to make that happen. Okay, spoiler warnings against. Adam would be the one to kill that guy, which makes Atom Smasher join the JSA again to defeat Adam. However, when they try to take him in, the people raise arms to protect Adam. He's won, I think that's what's supposed to say. He's won their favor, and the JSA are forced to leave. Now, I agree, that should have happened. Because the people of Kahndaq actually like Black Adam. Like, to the JSA, Black Adam is a threat. To the people of Kahndaq, he's a hero. The film would end with Atom Smasher going into custody, so that he can join the Suicide Squad, which I don't know if I would want to happen, honestly. You know what? I guess I'm okay with that. But I think that Atom Smasher should be in the JSA for a little bit longer, and then when he ultimately does like switch sides, it will have bigger impact. But I don't think all that shit should have happened in the first movie. Adam asking where the Wizard is, setting up the Shazam crossover. The post credit we got in the second one teasing Hawk Girl, with Carter finding evidence that she is also a part of the proto JSA. So there's some stuff that he said that I agree with. I feel like they could have made way more connections with past and present JSA members in their relation to Kahndaq or their relation to Black Adam. But I don't think all of that shit, like, I agree with some of the stuff he said, but I don't think all that shit should have happened. Like, some of that shit seems like sequel shit, you know? I think, let me see, what did he say? I feel like the shit with Atom Smasher switching over, that should be like some sequel type stuff. He said something else that stood out to me. The part when he says, the people of Kahndaq would raise arms to protect Adam against the JSA, and then the JSA will be forced to leave Kahndaq. Now, that part I feel like should have happened. Because what eventually happens is that Black Adam becomes the leader of Kahndaq, which is like, let's talk about that too. So y'all know how in Kahndaq there were those ruins from the ancient Kahndaq kingdom, okay? And the throne was still somewhat intact. So Black Adam goes there with Hawkman, I believe, or Dr. Fate. I don't remember who he was there with. And he sits in the throne, or somebody, I forgot who was there with, who he was there with. And whoever he was there with asks him, when he sits in the throne, he does the whole comic book thing where he's like sitting there looking all epic and shit, and he has his hand like that. The person who was there with him asked him, so how does it feel? And then Black Adam says, wrong. And then he flies up into the sky, and then he comes down and he smashes the throne. That didn't feel right to me. Yes, he was there with Isis. That didn't feel right to me. Maybe it's just me. I feel like in any other Black Adam scenario, when you're talking about comics, animation, whatever, I feel like Black Adam would have relished the opportunity to sit in that throne. Is it me? But to me, that didn't make no sense to me because of who I think Black Adam is. But I could be wrong because, like I said, I don't read a lot of comics that have Black Adam in it. But what happens, from what I think I know, based on me talking to other comic book heads, he would have relished the opportunity to sit in that throne. He would have relished the opportunity to rule Kahndaq with an iron fist, protecting the people, of course, but running the rest of Intergang out, because they never solved the Intergang problem. Which is the entire purpose of Black Adam killing niggas. They never solved the Intergang problem. And I feel like what I think I know about Kahndaq, he would have relished in that throne, and he would have made sure that every last one of them Intergang niggas was out. He would not have stopped until everybody who was Intergang, who was occupying Kahndaq was dead, or anybody who was corroborating with Intergang was dead. So I feel like the end of the movie didn't match the vibe. And at the end of the movie, I guess, you know what? Fuck it. Let's go there. And at the end of the movie, and when I mean the end of the movie, I mean the post-credit scene. Amanda Waller tells him, "You don't want to be my prisoner, fine." Which is like, that ain't really accurate, because he willingly became a prisoner, and the reason why he got out is because Dr. Fate wanted to save Hawkman. Okay, so let's go there. At the end of the movie, when Waller tells Hawkman, I'm sorry that I'm jumping around and I'm kind of spacey, y'all, because like I'm really going off the dome. She tells him, Kahndaq is your prison. You don't want to be in my prison, fine, but you can't leave Kahndaq. Okay, before we get into the spoiler, let's stop there. Okay. Undone. So, I don't think Black Adam really personally gives a fuck, because he literally only exists to restore the liberation of Kahndaq. He don't really give a fuck about the greater world. He don't really give a fuck about traveling across the fucking universe and shit. He really only gives a fuck about Kahndaq. He don't want to take over the fucking world. He just want to make sure that his ancient land, his homeland, is fucking free. So it's like, is that really a threat, to be honest? Is it? Is that really much of a threat, to be honest? Let's keep it real here. He don't care about no other place really, except for Kahndaq and the people of Kahndaq. So telling him that Kahndaq is your prison, I know I can't change it for some reason, Cujo. I tried to change it and I couldn't change it. Or maybe it's because, like I told y'all before, I'm a geriatric streamer. I don't remember how to do none of this shit. Okay? I'm just here. Okay. Hey, Terrence, you want to get on? Like, you can get on, bro. We could talk about some shit. I can link my Discord. But, yeah. I don't think he can. Like, that wasn't a threat, really, for him. But then he goes on to say, there's nobody on this planet who can stop me. And then Waller goes on to say, well, what if I know somebody who's not from this planet? And then, first of all, why the fuck is Superman in Waller's bag? I don't like how they're framing Amanda Waller to be like, they're making it seem like fucking Amanda Waller is like a Pokemon trainer or a Pokemaster, and she just got a handful of fucking Pokeballs, and she can throw them shits, and superheroes just spawn whenever the fuck she want them to spawn. Amanda Waller is that girl, but she's not that girl. Why are we making it seem like Superman would cape for Amanda Waller and her demands? Because realistically, superheroes don't like Amanda Waller. The only time they pair up with Amanda Waller is if Amanda Waller and the heroes have a common goal, but even then, they still got one eye on the common goal and then one eye on Waller. So, while it was cool, okay. Big Blue is back, baby! Let's talk about that, first of all. So, yes, y'all see it? You see it! You see it, right? That was hype as fuck, okay? But the comic book girl in me was like, this don't make no sense, but you look cool as fuck. I'm happy. And they showed this nigga's face. My God, how many times have we been asking to see not just Superman, but Henry Cavill Superman, man? That was hype as fuck. But I don't like the way that they're framing Amanda Waller, man. Amanda Waller is not the Nick Fury of the DC universe. Like, she's not that girl. Like, she's that girl, like I said, because she does what needs to be done, but she's not that girl. Terrence, if you're good, bro, I can drop the link for you. Hold on 1 second. I haven't used Discord in ages, my guy. Give me a second, man. Let's see if I remember how to do this. Terrence, you're on Discord, right? Are you on Discord? Oh, no, you're good. Okay, so never mind. Oh, you're with it. So do you want to come to Discord? Yes or no? My brain is not braining right now. Drop the link. I'm with it. Okay, cool. All right. I'm gonna create the link. But are you on Discord already? So I could just send you a direct. So I could just send you a direct. What do you call that? Because I'm typing in on Discord, but I don't think we are friends on Discord. Let's see. Maybe I can create a link. Could I do that? You have Discord? Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna go off stream like real fast, y'all. Just give me like a second.
J Squad.
voice conversation for like 3 years.
No, for real though, bro. For real. Hold on. Let me make sure that the people in the chat, because I know sometimes it'll come through my other monitor.
I got you. And also, look here. You owe me a Green Lantern discussion in the future.
Hey. Listen, man. Listen, man. Life be life and out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying?
Bruh, you ain't got to tell me. I know.
All right. How the fuck do I get your audio to come through? All right. So I know they can hear me. Hold on. One second. Hold on 1 second. Because I want to make sure that the people who are listening can hear.
I just had one additional question that doesn't involve this.
What's up?
When is the wedding?
Man, we pushed it back.
Okay.
Because weddings are fucking expensive. I don't know if you knew
Yes,
this.
they are. I've been married before. I know. Yes.
Listen, man. All right, so I might have to do my audio through a separate method because I don't know if the people can hear. If you are in the chat, can y'all hear Terrence right now?
Yo. What's going on, chat?
Can y'all hear Terrence, though? Is there a weird echo? Because it's coming through my monitor, and I don't know if my mic is picking up the echo, and I just want to make sure that the audio is pristine, or at least as pristine as I can get it.
Is there an echo?
I might have to change the way that I hear
Gotcha.
hear the audio. So maybe I should make it go through my headphones. So let's see. All right, Terrence, say something real quick.
Testing 1, 2, 3. We in here.
Damn, it's still not fucking working.
Yeah, you might have to go to a headset type of setup.
Yeah, I got an earbud in right now, but for some reason, you know what? Because I'm a fucking idiot. That's why.
Don't say that.
For real, because I'm looking at.
You're just rusty. Don't worry about it. You're just rusty.
I'm rusty as fuck, my guy. Because I don't stream like that no more.
I know. Trust me. We know. I ain't seen her in a minute.
Word. I hear you on my second monitor, but for some reason I can't make it come through my headphones. And I don't know why.
Okay, take your time.
Can y'all hear him, though? Let me see what the chat. Okay, so they say that they hear him. Okay, so Damon.
Okay.
You hear him, but is there an echo? Because, you know, y'all niggas like to just struggle through. No, for real. Like, niggas be watching the stream, struggling through, knowing the audio ain't right. Because if y'all can hear him and there's no echo, we could just keep it here. All right, let's see. Settings. I know you got a lot to say about this movie. You've been going ham in the chat.
Bruh, you see me, right? It's just like, and then it's, you know, because you're doing what you're doing, it's delayed because you got to take the time to look at the screen. And I'm just like, bruh, I want in.
I feel you. That's coming through the monitor, but like, is there an echo though? Because if there's no echo and y'all can still hear him, I mean, I guess it's fine.
Yeah, then we all systems go.
Right. Maybe it's my Discord settings. Let me try my Discord settings. Okay, voice and video, input device, mic, got it. Let's see if that helped. All right, say something.
Yo.
Oh, now we're cooking with fire. Okay, yes,
Right.
it was my Discord settings, not my stream. All right,
Gotcha.
so Terrence, now that you hear, my guy, so tell me your thoughts. I know I just kind of rambled around and like
It's cool.
gave my thoughts, but tell me how you feel about the movie.
Okay. I mean, do you mean in general or in pieces?
Just kind of tell me your thoughts, man. We struggling through today. I ain't got no format. Like I'm just out here talking.
I got you. Overall, I enjoyed it. and it was more of like an action
J Squad.
type of thing that I enjoyed. It wasn't necessarily the story.
Right.
Like
That's exactly
like
how I
you,
feel too.
I had pieces of the story that I did not agree with that was well off, or I'm like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
Like
And
his
that's the
origin.
kind of shit that you notice when you actually know who these characters are.
Yeah, and the crazy thing is, I don't know his story like I could talk about Green Lantern for hours on end. For him, I only know so much, but the
But
root
what
of
you
what I
do
know,
know,
yeah, it's just they changed it. Like the whole dynamic of his son having the power, and I'm just like, okay, let's see where they're gonna go with this. And
right?
then it was just weird. And I was just like, okay, so that whole dynamic is different. Like I told you in the chat, when they show how actually family died, it just hit different. It didn't have the same impact.
Right, 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 right.
So that kind of threw me off from the, like once they got to that point, I was like, wait, what? But I did love how he was just like, I don't give a fuck. I
Right.
do love that mentality because that is him in the essence. I'm gonna do what I feel I need to do. Fuck how you feel about it. If somebody die, that's their fault. They got in my way.
Right.
There's no way around that, and I'm glad they did hit on that. So I was happy about that.
Right.
The graphics looked fantastic for the most part. I enjoyed it. It wasn't crazy or sloppy. It wasn't too far. It wasn't too little. I was like, okay, cool. I like the way it looks. Looks great.
Okay. So,
Conduct.
uh-huh.
ugh,
I feel
the
like
way they made Conduct look was like, damn.
yeah, they made all right, I'll let you finish before I chime.
Yeah, I know. I don't mind you jumping in because sometimes you want to hit a point while it's there, and if you wait too long, you'll come back to it and forget. So go for
Right.
it. Go for it.
Okay.
Go for it.
All right. So you didn't talk about the visuals and in the writing. Okay, so this is where I'm at on it. I liked the movie. I did.
Right.
When
Yeah.
I walked out that theater, I had a smile on my face. I'm like, yo, that was enjoyable.
Exactly.
Like we saw a lot of action. I saw a lot of characters that I love, you know what I'm saying? Like it was cool. I enjoyed it. But like you were saying, Terrence, it's like even though me and you, because neither of us are well versed on Black Adam, like, we dibble and dabble into other characters.
Right.
But based on the characters that we know
Right.
in relation to Black Adam, because I feel like that's
Uh-huh.
where we're coming from, there were a lot of inconsistencies. Because
Yes.
like I mentioned earlier, with the whole Nabu being like the helmet of fate being from fucking space. Like, huh?
Oh man.
And you know what? That's a misconnection. Because Nabu could have made a connection to Kahndaq because of the fact that they're from the same region.
Uh-huh.
Because
Speak on it.
Kahndaq and Egypt are both northern African regions. So it's like the fact that they didn't make the connection between Nabu and Kahndaq and Nabu knowing who the fuck that Teth Adam was a
Right.
missed opportunity. And it's like you said, the writing fell flat on certain things like that. And that's the only reason why I can walk out of it and say it wasn't horrible, but it wasn't
Right.
good either. Because the writing itself, when I say the writing, I'm talking about the plot, right? So
Yeah.
the plot itself wasn't bad, but I feel like there was just so many missed opportunities to really make these points connect.
Uh-huh.
Like the writing was serviceable for the story, but it's like, you know how like sometimes like the writing is just bad, but like it's not that it was bad, it's just that they didn't lean in. I feel like if they would have leaned in, it could have been like a great movie versus like, oh, it's just good.
So this is my problem too. It felt like, I know he had a big part in it, and I appreciate it for having like that spirit, that fire, that I care about this. You can tell he cared about it, so I give him that much credit. I
Yeah.
give Dwayne that much credit where I actually felt a little love poured into this project, which is
You can
unfortunately
tell
not
that he
usual
loved
with
what he
DC.
was doing.
Yeah, DC is usually not known for having love for his projects,
Right.
especially Warner Brothers. But this was one that where it was. But the problem, it felt like it was a disconnect to where like it felt like if you were just doing this as a one-off, then you can set the world how you want, and the story will probably be just fine. 'Cause
Right.
you let your own template go off. But this is supposed to connect.
There
And
you go. There you go.
there's the disconnect where it's just like you're gonna have to start making these things add up that you did, and it's not gonna be consistent with what's in the actual universe unless you
Right.
just decide to flip it all on its head. But you're still leaving the Flash movie and a few other things, so it's just like make it make sense.
And that's the
How
big
does he fit into
thing.
this world, this
That's
universe,
yes.
unnoticed? Especially like you said, Doctor Fate, nobody not knowing this dude is a big mistake. Big mistake, because he's been around for so long, and all the major superheroes know who this dude is because he's that OP.
Right.
But it's just like, who is this? What is this? Really?
The way that they introduce